Welcome back to The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, where we are in a fairy tale world. And we look like one too, together with Sienna. And there's the big bad wolf, and he has a big bad headache because he drank too much. And oh, he puked! I didn't see that in the last episode. Let's not step into that. He wants us to jump into the well to get Little Red Riding Hood's hood. So, oh goodness gracious, there we go. We didn't die. That's something. And there they are, right underneath. Is there something else here? Does not seem so. I think that's the hunter. And that's the Little Red Riding Hood's hood. Indeed it is. She looks quite grown up, right? Wasn't she a little girl? Maybe she grew up over time. I don't know. I think that's our way out. It is. Okay. No treasures on the way. That's sad. Where are we? Oh, that's the boat! Wait. That's the lake with the boat. Okay, cool. So we would have found this place if we hadn't stumbled upon it.
Any luck?
Yep, look what I got.
In the background.
That would never fit you. Give it to me. How do I look?
I don't know much about fashion. We are a very fashionable witcher.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Let's go see the big bad wolf.
Let me guess. You'll play the granddaughter.
And you, the hunter.
Ah, we are not the grandmother. Okay.
You again? I thought I was clear. I will not talk to you if Little Red Riding Hood is not with you.
But she is?
Not a problem. Sienna can take her place.
What? Very well. It's not as if I can forbid you. Granddaughter, come closer, sweetie.
But Grandmama, what big eyes you have!
Better to see you with my dear.
Granny, what big arms you have!
The better to embrace you with, my dear.
And Grandmama, what big teeth you have. Eh?
The better to eat you with, my dear.
Oh, we do have to fight him. Oh, that's funny. Let's eat up, shall we? Ooh, big bad wolf is tough.
Come on,
Isn't he?
come closer.
Oh, he's burning too. I mean, he's a werewolf after all, right? Maybe we should keep on burning him? Come on. Come closer. Where I can see you better. Wasn't that a line too? But of the wolf, right? Oh! Ah, I'm out of stamina.
I shall butcher you.
Oh, dang. It's so odd when I cannot hear the feedback of my sword. Like that.
remember what Joss said about the red bean. A human has it, and he definitely didn't swallow it.
Gotta open his belly. Bottle caps, fake teeth, a corkscrew. Here it is. Red bean.
Well then, one step closer to our goal.
What?
I find myself wondering if you're just horribly discreet, or if those mutations completely scrubbed away your curiosity. Are you really not interested in what happened? In what became of me after they cast me out?
Oh, I am.
Well, since you brought it up, I'd gladly hear the rest. Let's see. They'd escorted you out of the duchy.
Yes, and the noble knights of Toussaint, I didn't stop until we reached the Ketdu wilderness. They left me there alone, without a copper, in a torn lace dress, right when the frosts were setting in. They assumed something would eat me, or that I'd do everyone a favor and die of hunger. But as always, I failed to live up to expectations. I wandered the woods for a week, went purple from the cold, gnawed the bark from twigs. Finally, I saw a light among the trees. A campsite. They were bandits, bearded, drunk, spattered with blood. I was sure they'd rape me or kill me, or both.
Take it neither happened?
That's when I learned a robber and a murderer can be a better man than a knight in shining armor. They took me in, we set off for Nazaire, and I did what I could to repay them. I advanced in their ranks rather quickly, and eventually I became their leader. Of the whole ragged band.
Should have stayed there, maybe.
Perhaps. Perhaps I should have forgotten everything, started a new life. But you know what? There came a point when I thought, you wanted a monster. Then a monster you shall get.
Been through a lot.
I have. And throughout this time, my sister was stomping grapes and shagging minstrels on down bedding.
She wasn't the one to banish you.
And I'm not angry at her for that. I'm angry at her because she forgot about me. Right. We've had our chat. Come.
Did you forget, though?
Only one bean to go. Concentrate, Geralt.
I mean, she obviously did not actively search for her. So yeah, she was just kind of glad that the issue was solved anyways, right? So yeah. I would be angry too, I suppose. Can I talk to them?
4 animals stacked atop each other. What was the tale called again?
The musicians of Huh. You've some link to the town as well, don't you?
Musicians of
But
blood.
my tale's not much like this one.
Oh, Geralt, Geralt. You told me to.
I know the story by another name. Oh, that's funny. Ah, no, don't. Okay. The musicians of Blaviken. Yeah. I mean, makes sense. Now, visit the 3 bears, and we talk to a Longlocks last. But where are the 3 bears? Ah, right, I cannot do that. Let me go to my quests like that then. 3 bears it is. It's behind me. Here we are again, and we killed the big bad wolf. That will mess up all the fairy tales. could take the horses, right? But what's in that cave?
3 bears.
3 stools,
3
3
bears.
beds, 3 bowls.
One a bit too big, the other too small, the third just right.
They're coming through the back door. Now what do we do here? Do we wake them up? So there's too big, too small, and just right. But these two are the same size. Do we? Yeah, rather sneak, right? They have stew. Aww. They all have a teddy bear. Oh well, no, that guy has a book. I think that's the big one. The small one, and he's just right. Right? Right? Loot. It's just... Oh no! Wait, what? We have to kill them? Oh no, there's a dead girl. Why do I have to kill them? I don't want to kill the fairy tales. That's... Really? I mean, it's a task, but why? Let's get an Igni. Oh, not like that, Geralt. That's my fault. Oh, that's... Hit it. Do we kill all but the right one? No, we kill all. Oh, that's the big guy. We are killing the proper sized one. Dang. Why would we do that? Do we also kill the tiny bear? The kid? Yeah, we do. Oh, wow. Got to hit me too. Dazed. Oh, and he nearly killed me. Crazy stuff. Killed. Oh, it's a bear cub. But it's the strongest. Look at it. I think. Oh man, I don't want to kill the bear cub. That is horrible. It doesn't take no damage. Oh, now it burns good. Oh, dang. Let's get a Quen ready. I think it hurts quite a bit. Oh man, splatters a lot. Okay, is that what they meant with visit? Or did I do something wrong? Yeah, it's just normal bear stuff that we get here. That feels so wrong. Ah, maybe we could have examined her without killing them if we had done that first. Or maybe not.
Blonde curls. Rest of the body's too mutilated. Hard to say anything.
She got what she deserved, as I see it. Always took what she wanted without asking.
No bean here. Gotta keep looking.
Who is she? Okay, that was what they expected to maybe be long locks. I don't know what they mean with long locks. We are wreaking havoc here in the fairy tale world. So, okay. Oh, these guys again. That's all? Yes. There was something popping up back there. Or maybe it was her. Okay. Long locks, long locks. Which fairy tale could that be, though? I don't really know. Ah, we did a roundabout.
Wolves on the prowl, coming down the mountain.
There's the wolf boy. Okay, cool. In that case, and there is the girl who sold flint. So she must be there. Ah, is it Rapunzel? We call her, I think. The girl with the long hair, braided long hair, who used it as a rope to get the prince up, to rescue her from the
This Long Lock's
Tower?
tower?
Indeed. It's even taller than I remembered.
Wait. What Joss said about the third beam, remember?
In
She
the
ate it.
possession of a bold farmhand somewhere deep beneath the ground. Yes, this must be it. Let's go.
Right, so, yeah, we have the eaten bean, the big bad wolf has the bean eaten. So yeah, is that really what it's called in English? Long locks? Really? That's funny. I had no idea.
I'd always grapple up her braid in the past, but
But what's the name of the girl in
We'll
English
find
then?
another way up.
Is she called Long Locks? That would be odd. Doesn't she have a proper name? She
I'd
has.
pull myself up here, and I'll have to make that jump.
if you say
so,
so,
Rapunzel.
I shall wait down here if it's all the same. Climbing's not my strong suit.
We have been back there. That's the goose's house, right? Just checking from up here if we've seen everything. Is that the Big Bad Wolf location? Because I don't have a map, I cannot really look. That's the Flint Girl. We haven't been at the end of the rainbow. Should we check that? I don't think it's in the map though. Yeah, that's not in the map for sure. That could be... Huh. Oh, there's a dead guy. Just saw him.
Could pull myself up here, and I'll have to make that jump.
If you say so, I shall wait down here if it's all the same. Climbing's
It's not
my
that
strong
easy.
suit.
We died in the fairy tale world by fall damage. Classic. Ah, okay.
Prince's corpse. Tried to free Longlocks, but fell and broke his neck.
Yeah, well, you don't know how that works. Yeah, I don't think it's in the map. There's no path beyond that. There are the 3 pigs we slaughtered. Yeah, I think we have seen everything. It seems so. If there's nothing in these ponds. Don't see anything. There's deer. We stepped on the little woman. Don't know her name. As if that was a task. Step on the little woman. Oh, I can get in here. Cool. What's back there though? Can I try? Oh god. This will break. No, it won't. Whew. Careful, careful. Get in there. I feel safer now. Oh. Huh. Did I do it? Yes. Oh, she's not home, it seems. Oh, maybe she is. Door is still intact. Do we knock? Or do we just break the door? Or do we just step in? Is it open? Well, guess we have to find out. Yeah. Oh, it's not her room. This tower is rotten. No. That's unexpectedly brutal. Oh gosh. We need a trap. Yeah, there we go. Oh, get out! Get out! Ah, dang! Too late. Get in the trap. Oh, right, she heals. Ah, that's a problem. Does she burn? So, gosh, how do we deal with that? How did we before deal with that? I mean, it's not the first time that this is something we have to deal with, right? Just keep slashing. Come on. This time she didn't heal fully, at least.
Show me what you got.
Come on! Slash! Slash! Slash at her! She's dead.
Anderson,
Yeah, that's brutal. Goodness. There's the golden ball and the golden thread. This is from the frog tale with the prince, where the frog has to be kissed, right? The thread is from the girl with the hair like ebony. Or was it that? Expensive toys. Where she had to make... What did she have to spin into gold? Made by her bad... or by a bad witch? Oh gosh. I'm bad with fairy tales. Oh, it came back. It's magic. Yeah, that's why it's called magic food. If you turn... yeah, oh, look at that. That's funny. There's the yellow bean.
Yellow bean. Here it is. Would have stunk to climb all that way for nothing.
That's true. Oh gosh. Huh. Do we jump into the water? Or how do we get out of here? It seems so. Oh, goodness gracious. Cannot even see if I'm above water. We are above water.
So?
Got the bean, but long logs. Seems she got sick of waiting for a knight in shining armor.
Can you blame her? Men these days, dandies and fops all.
That why you cozied up to a vampire?
Detlef was a tool, and only a tool.
Too bad he didn't know that.
I trust no one. Learned that long ago. Now it's his turn.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's the thing. she actually just used him. I mean, maybe she felt something for him, but
To use him, was that your plan from the start?
No. At first, I was simply intrigued. Do you know the story? It was in Mettina, a few years past. I'd gone there to pass some loot off to a fence I know. We were hashing out the terms when in walked Detlef. He said he'd come to sell a silver candlestick. He gripped it through a cloth. That caught my eye. I followed him out, observed him from a distance, but he caught on quickly.
Yeah, superhuman senses will do that.
He turned down a blind alley. I followed. He jumped out from behind a crate, baring his teeth. I suppose he'd wanted to frighten me. Alas, he didn't in the least. After all, I'm a monster too, am I not?
A higher vampire and you were unimpressed? Don't know if that's brave or just plain foolish.
I've always had a way with ostensibly dangerous, quiet types.
That's supposed to be about me too?
Oh, brother, I hate to disappoint you, Geralt, but your belly button is not the center of the known world. Though, you do remind me of him a bit, stifling all emotions inside you, ever feigning indifference. You see, when I met Detlef, somehow I knew, call it intuition, that he meant me no harm, that he was trying to frighten me off, for he too was scared. Now do you understand?
I guess.
what should he have been afraid of? I don't think he was scared, or I don't believe her. Why would he be scared? He knows very well how dangerous he is, and he could have just vanished into thin air, like he does.
What happened then?
We talked, then met up once, twice, 3 times. Enough that he became infatuated. I truly enjoyed it at first, but only at first. He did not love like a man, but like an animal, madly, deeply, unconditionally, wildly. To return such a feeling, anyone would be hard-pressed, let alone someone as twisted as I am.
So there came a day you just up and disappeared.
Yes, there was no other way. Let's just be friends, or I don't deserve you. He'd never have understood that sort of thing. But then, once I decided to return, clean up some old affairs, I remembered him and concluded he could still be of use.
Playing with fire, that.
Definitely. And either I'll get burned or I'll burn all else down. No other options.
Got a history with Detlef now, so this meeting will be different. Not afraid?
I can handle him.
Sure about that?
You look at him as a witcher and see a monster. I know what he's really like. You needn't worry. It's time to go. Just a bit more work and we'll be able to say sod off to this fecking fable sphere.
Well, the thing is, we didn't look at him as a monster.
Now we must
That's why
plant him
we
by
are
the
in
path
that
near
mess.
Longlock's tower. Then prepare to meet the giant.
So she's wrong in that aspect. We tried to be on his side because he's sentient, and we don't just loot her sentient things. And we are friends with higher vampires. So yeah, she's wrong. And yeah, she might be the only monster in the room. Although, yeah, as I said, Detlef also is, because he shouldn't have just done it, right? Slaughtering people, I mean. He should have been able to look through it, or at least check what's going on as a higher vampire. Because, I mean, they are kind of... How do I word this? I don't want to say superior to humans. In strength they are, though. And also in capabilities, right? I mean, they can get through every door, they can listen in on people, they can kill you in an instant. So...
Right,
This is the spot.
He knew very well
Pull out the
that
beans.
he was stronger than his victims. So he shouldn't have done it at all. He should have known that it's not the right thing to do, even as a vampire. Oh, we plant them here. That's what I think. So he's at fault, definitely. Now I wonder. Where do we want to look around before we leave? If I plant those magic beans, we're gone, right? But, I mean, I think we've seen everything. I just enjoy it so much. I want to be more, or I want it to be more. But alas, there's not. I mean, we could check... Oh, I wanted to jump on pink horse. We can check real quick if there is something at the end of the rainbow. And we can talk to the little flint
What
girl.
is it, loves? What is it you want?
I could sell
What
her
have you got to sell exactly?
my balls.
Like I said, tobacco, fistek, all sorts of things. Have a look.
But I also want to keep them. We could sell the other stuff that we don't have. We did buy the magic mushrooms. We have a ton of magic food. These are just so bad. We have that. I think I buy the mirror shards just because I want to have them. We didn't find these, right? Yeah, maybe we could have found them somewhere. Because we have a ball, we have golden thread, we have the expensive toys. That are only 5 money, so they're not that expensive. Well, buying them would be 50. Yeah, they are expensive to buy. So we have magic gold that she doesn't even sell. It's worth 10. We have magic dust. Yeah, we have that. And 4-leaf clovers. So we're so lucky. We can sell her actually some junk, right? Like smoking pipes. That. No, not the node. Oh yes, the node. It's not a real node. It's just a paper. Okay. Here you go.
Wasting time here, Sienna. Let's go.
Let's have a look. Okay. Puss in Boots. Doesn't talk to us. Rainbow. Oh, I can't see it from here. It was back there though, right? Yeah, there's the border. Was it here somewhere? There should be a pot of gold. Where's the little village? Down there. It was behind... There. Okay. That's the rainbow. Let's see. There's a path. There's a path. No way. Huh. There is a pot of gold, but it's a panther. A golden panther, nonetheless. Now we should check the other side too. It's burning. It burned to death. Did it drop gold? Golden thread. So there is gold at the end of the rainbow. It's true. But now, is the rainbow now gone? Was that where it originated from? I still see like will-o'-the-wisps or something. Golden little flakes. It's still there. Let's check the other side. Now I need to know. Roach? Or whatever is roach in that world. Come on. Oh gosh.
Slow now.
He's still
Whoa.
around. Now, where's the other end? We don't. Ah, here. Mrs. House, pixies. I think we cannot reach that end, right? Because it's actually out of the map. Ah, dang. Oh? Oh, maybe. I can't really see where it touches down. Oh. That was creepy that she appeared back there. Down here, maybe that's where the bears have been? I don't really see it. Yeah, it touches down beyond the barrier, I think. So there's only one pot of gold. Don't fall down there. You can't have another falling death. Okay, now I think we're done here. Found the pot of gold. Glad we looked. Okay, let's plant those magic beans. It's so funny here. Okay. Boy who cries wolf. Still crying wolf. He sure does. There's the fiddler with the rats. Okay. Are you ready to leave? I'm not.
Just a bit more and I'll be free. At last!
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea, honestly. She might still have her plans, right? Maybe... I don't know.
Wait!
Why?
The stalk will sprout abruptly. Very abruptly. We must be careful. All right, toss them!
And nothing happens.
Something's always gotta go wrong.
The home stretch.
Incredible.
Admire the view later. First, we must deal with... him.
Yeah, sure. cloud giant. And we fight in the clouds. So get ready to fall. What? Okay. Oh no, oh no. Oh gosh. I see ya. Clonk. He clonks so funny. Okay. Hey, there. Thrusted. Butt slices are the best slices. At least when you're dealing with cloud giants. Okay. Move it, move it, move it. Burning and frosted. Damn. Oh. Okay. There he goes. Oh, no. Get out. Oh, dang. She gets hit every time. Don't kill Seal, it's mine. Oh. Poor guy.
For a fairy tale creature, that was one tough son of a wench.
I told you this land had gone ape mad, though I did not expect it to be so severe.
Can't help thinking you might have done that on purpose.
Why ever would I have?
To get rid of your guard, your captor. Getting close to the exit at this point. Probably think you don't need me anymore.
Well, you're wrong. You still stand to be quite useful to me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we cannot trust her.
That so? How? Plan to use me like you did Detloff?
No, I need you for a purpose far simpler. Well, don't just stand there and stare. I need a man, Geralt, and I'm not afraid to say it. I have no idea what awaits me once we leave this place. Treat it as my last wish.
I mean, as this is the only opportunity here in the DLC, I have to take it for science, right?
Gonna go our separate ways? No parting words?
Did you wish to tell me something?
Actually, that'd probably be best.
Oh my. No woman's ever treated you this way.
Not that I recall, no.
In that case, at last you felt what so many women in this world feel at times.
Huh? I don't know. That was just a one night stand, you know? It's nothing that lasts. Let's just go. I don't need a happy end. It was just for science.
Think it might be time to get out of here.
I couldn't agree more.
But it
Come.
was cool.
The exit's this way.
Oh, we're here again. Can I loot the giant? Nice. The will of the wisp. It gave us our armor. Oh! Oh, goodness. I knew I would fall out of the clouds. I thought after the sex scene we would be safe because we floated. But that doesn't obviously last very long. Okay. Is there... Can I walk here?
Another will-o'-the-wisp.
I'm scared. Come on. You can do it. Oh no. Wait. Do I follow it? Sure I do. Wait, what? No way! Geschäft? Is that any good? It's a silver sword. Plus 106. Hell, it is good. I mean, as we don't use our Witcher gear at the moment, we can as well, right? Because we don't have the buffs. But that's so cool. And I got the Easter egg. Normally very bad at these. But how do we get back? Okay, there's my answer. Maybe? Ooh. And now? Can I go down there safely? Yes, I can. Awesome. You're still standing there. Look what I got. Awesome, right?
Just curious. Why do you want the Heart of Toussaint and the ducal wine?
They were my right, my due.
Doubt we would have figured you out if you hadn't tried to get them. Know that, don't you?
I do, and I regret nothing. One lives but once.
I want to find more stuff. Now I wonder if we could have found more will-o'-the-wisps that we could have followed to find cool stuff.
We need but jump into the well. You first.
What? Why would I jump into another well? And why me first? That seems a little bit unfair. Let me check up there. I mean, we found a complete armor set. We have 2 swords that are pretty good, but I don't quite remember where we found that. Vitis. Did you find it down here? We should repair that right away. 'Cause... yeah, maybe we did. Huh. I didn't record this in one sitting, so I have trouble remembering everything. I don't have the best of brains for remembering things. Of course. Ah! Oh, it's shitting gold coins. Can I kill it? No, it's a donkey. It's rather a mule, right? It's freaking out. Okay. What do I do with all the stuff that we got? Didn't we get... I never looked. Didn't we get also stuff from the big bad wolf that were tagged as quest items? Other than the... yeah, here, fake tooth. Not that. The corkscrew. Maybe we could have sold it. Huh. What's that? Yeah, I don't know why we found these things. Item needed to complete a quest. Huh. Is there something in here that we could have used it on? Maybe. Then I missed a lot. But I think it's too late. We have to jump into the well. Is that safe? I mean, most probably not. But we have to find out. Oh gosh!
In a fountain? Not terribly practical.
It was a secret passage. Henriette and I would use it to...
hide from your governess, which luckily she noted down in her diary, thus I knew where to await you. Never mind that. Has the young lady agreed to help clean up the mess she's made?
She has. And stop treating me as if I were a child.
Would you prefer I treated you like the lying, manipulating you are?
Yeah, he's right. Yep. Yeah. I'm on his side.
You've already run afoul of one vampire. Don't start a fight with another, all right?
Then tell said other vampire to stop taunting me.
Nope, I won't.
I shall do my utmost.
Let's go. Really want to be done with this.
Grab her. Don't leave her out of your sight. That's where we end the episode. I'm very curious about what will happen now. But we'll see in the next one. Thank you so much for watching this one. Have a wonderful and adventurous day, and goodbye.